For this one, I want the word to stay in one spot, but every time the word is spoken, to change to the next word. I have written out my sentence here. It says, and they may well ask, but I want each one to change as he speaks it. So what I do is I come down, if I don't have it twirled down, I twirl down on that layer, and then underneath text, I make sure I twirl down on text, and I choose source text. What this one will do is it will allow me to change what the source text is or what I've typed in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tap on the source text. And I'm going to do this a couple of times. I'm going to slide my playhead a little bit further. I'm going to add a keyframe, and I'm going to do this, I believe it's 4, maybe 5 times, 1 for each word. So I'm just going through each one. Don't worry about the timing for right now. Right now the goal is just to get the letters or get the keyframes for what we need. Now you'll notice this is a different shape. It's not a diamond keyframe. It is pretty much just a keyframe that will change, but you can't ease in and out. It just does it. And so I have 1, 2, let me zoom in. I'm going to drag this over a little bit. So I do have 5, which is how many words I have. I'm going to go to my first one. I'm going to click inside and I'm going to select all my text. If I want to select it all if it's off screen, if I press Shift and the down arrow, I can select it. And I just realized I'm on the wrong one. So let me undo that. Make sure you're selected on the correct keyframe. And you can always navigate to keyframes using these arrows here just to make sure you're actually on the keyframe. So I'm going to click behind the last letter of the first word. I'm going to press Shift and down arrow, and I'm going to delete this text. Now if I go to my next one, again, the best way to do it is to click on the triangle here and it will snap to the exact keyframe. I'm going to delete the word and I'm going to delete everything after they. And now I go on to the next keyframe. I'm going to delete the first 2 words and I'm going to delete everything afterward. So now I just have one word at a time. I go to the next one. And I'm going to delete the first 3 words and the last word. Now I go to my last keyframe. And I want to make sure I get rid of the space. So now I have the letters that change. It's still on the same layer, but they change every time there's a new keyframe for the source text to change. So now I play through and I get the timing right.
And they may well ask.
That looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but what I want to do is adjust this last one. I can change when it appears by clicking and dragging the keyframe. And by doing this,
And they may well ask.
I can set up and match the text so that it matches when the word is spoken. So it's a very simple thing, but you can change the source text to be different words. Now you can change some of the attributes. So I have my words set up. If I go to my second keyframe, I can come over here and I can make some modifications. Let's say I want to change the color. Now if I go to my next keyframe, I can change the color to something else. And you can see as it plays, it changes those different colors. If I go to my next one, maybe this time I want to change how it looks. If I click through each of these, you'll see that it changes, and I can just adjust how this looks for each one. So this is for each source of the text.
And they may well ask.
So there you have it. You can add in different keyframes. These do not ease in and out, but they do allow you to change what the text is for each of those instances.